My family demanded I skip my anniversary trip to babysit my sister's kids and called me heartless when I refused. They guilt-tripped me for weeks about being selfish and not understanding family priorities. I ignored them for 2 months. They finally arrived at my door demanding I pay their professional babysitter bills since it's my fault. Said something that left them speechless. Hi, I'm Nina, 32F, and I've always been the responsible one in the family. Not because I'm the oldest. My sister Tara, 35F, holds that title. But because I'm the one who has a job with benefits, a decent apartment, and apparently the ability to put my own needs aside for the good of the family. At least that's what they always tell me when they want something. My husband and I had been planning our 10th anniversary trip for nearly a year. We'd saved, booked everything in advance, and even timed it around a work lull for me so I wouldn't have to check emails by the pool. It was supposed to be 7 days in Costa Rica. Just us. No obligations, no phones, no drama. That was until 2 weeks before the trip. I got a group call from my mom, dad, and sister. Sweetheart, my mom began in that I've already decided for you voice. Tara and James just got offered a last-minute couples retreat in Napa. It's all paid for. Amazing opportunity. They leave the same week as your trip. I already knew where this was going. Tara needs someone to watch the kids, Dad said like it was just an unfortunate coincidence. You work from home. You don't even have children. It would really help the family if you could push your trip a bit. I blinked. Push. My anniversary trip. Tara chimed in. Fake sweet. Come on, Nina. You know how hard it is for us to get time away. It's just 3 kids. You already know their routines. Plus, we've let you stay with us during holidays. Let me bring my own groceries when I visit. I calmly said, no, we're not canceling. We've planned this for a year. They went silent. Then the guilt storm began. You're being heartless. Your sister's mental health is at risk. You're not even a mother. You wouldn't understand. You've changed since you got married. It's always me, Mimi. Family comes first, Nina. They weren't asking, they were demanding. When I didn't budge, my sister told me I was punishing her for having a real family. My mom cried. My dad called me cold. Tara even posted a vague Facebook status that read, "Some people only care about themselves, even when children are involved." I turned off my phone. We went on our trip. Costa Rica was paradise. When I got back, they were still mad. They'd hired a professional nanny, and according to Tara, it ruined the entire retreat because the sitter didn't love the kids and charged an absurd amount. I didn't ask for receipts. I didn't reply. Then they went silent for 2 whole months until last week. When all 3 of them showed up at my apartment holding a printed invoice, Mom, the spokesperson said, "You're the reason we had to hire her. So, you're paying this." I laughed like audibly. That's when I said something that made them freeze. And I meant every word. I stood there at my door, still holding the grocery bag I'd just brought in, staring at the 3 people I once considered my family. My mom was in full martyr mode, arms crossed over her cardigan. Dad had that disappointed frown he wore when I didn't go along with their plans. Tara, she was holding the printed babysitter invoice like it was a court summon. It was $1,380. Apparently, that's what it cost them for 5 days of professional child care while they sipped wine in Napa. You're the reason we had to hire outside help. Tara snapped. You knew we were counting on you. You didn't even try to compromise. I blinked. Compromise. I wasn't invited into this conversation. You told me what you wanted. I said, no, that's not compromise. That's coercion. Mom stepped forward. Ever the peacekeeper with emotional blackmail as her favorite tool. Nina, you knew Tara was under stress. She's juggling 3 kids, a marriage, work. It was one trip. And you chose a vacation over family. That's when I realized this wasn't about a bill. It never was. This was about control. I put my groceries down, leaned against the door frame, and said quietly, you don't owe me anything. I've never asked you for a cent. Never asked you to watch my pets, help with bills, plan my wedding. You don't owe me. They exchanged a glance like, what's your point? I continued. But I don't owe you either. I'm not your backup parent. I'm not your emotional support adult. I'm not your stand-in nanny. And I'm sure as hell not your wallet. Tara's jaw dropped. Dad muttered something about how I wasn't raised to be so cruel. And that's when I hit them with it. You call me selfish, but all I ever did was start putting up boundaries. The moment I stopped being convenient for you, I became heartless. You want to hand me a babysitting bill? Fine, then. Here's my invoice. Every time I drove 4 hours for your emergencies, every time I brought holiday food, every time I sent gift money for the nieces and nephews, and never got a thank you. Want to play that game? Let's go. No one said anything. Even Tara, who always has something nasty on standby, just stared at me. I could almost hear the gears grinding in her head. This wasn't the quiet, obliging sister she'd always counted on. I picked up the babysitter invoice, scanned it, and said, tell her thanks for doing what I wasn't obligated to do, and next time try calling someone you actually respect. Then I shredded the paper in half, handed it back to Tara, and closed the door slowly, calmly. Inside, my heart was pounding. But it wasn't guilt, it was relief. I hadn't snapped. I'd simply drawn a line and they weren't used to it. 2 hours later, I got a text from Mom. We didn't mean to upset you. You're just not acting like family lately. I didn't reply. Instead, I poured a glass of wine, sat on the couch next to my husband, and said, I think I'm finally free. But little did I know, the fallout wasn't over yet. For a few days after the invoice incident, things went quiet. No calls, no visits. I thought maybe, just maybe, they were finally letting it go. But peace in this family is always just the eye of the storm. That Friday evening, I got a message from my cousin Lena. We're not super close, but she's always been kind. Her message was just one line. Hey, I think you should see this. Attached was a screenshot. It was a group chat called Real Family Only. And no, I wasn't in it. There in plain sight were days of messages from my mom, dad, and Tara along with my aunt and even a couple of distant cousins. They weren't just complaining. They were full on trashing me. Mom, she's become bitter. I don't even recognize her. Tara, she's pretending to be above us now just because she has no kids and money to blow. Dad, we shouldn't rely on her anymore. She's made it clear she's not one of us. Then came the kicker from my own sister. She's going to die alone, and when she does, I'm not going to her funeral. Selfish people deserve to rot in their own loneliness. I sat frozen, not even angry, just done. I showed my husband the screenshots. He didn't say anything for a while, then calmly asked, you still planning to pay for your parents' health insurance next year? It clicked. I'd been covering their premiums for years, quietly, automatically, because it's what family does. So that night, I made some calls, canceled their policy renewal, notified the insurance rep to remove my card on file, set reminders to cancel other auto payments, Mom's phone plan I was still covering, the car maintenance fund I'd set up for Dad. Even the Netflix account they still used under my name, every single one. But I wasn't done yet. The next morning, I replied to Lena's message with a thank you and said, let them keep their real family chat. I'll keep my real peace. Then I posted a simple message on my socials. If being the selfish one means not funding people who despise me, then I'll take it. Reminder, boundaries aren't cruelty. Entitlement isn't love. Silence isn't guilt. I'm not the family's fallback plan anymore. I didn't tag anyone. I didn't need to. But by the end of the day, I had 4 missed calls from my mom, 2 texts from Tara, how dare you? And 1 voicemail from Dad saying I was destroying the family out of spite. But here's the thing. I didn't destroy the family. They just never thought I'd stop cleaning up their mess. And soon, their biggest mess yet would come knocking on my door. 2 weeks passed. 2 weeks of silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that buzzed beneath the surface, waiting to explode. My mom stopped posting her usual morning affirmations. Tara's Facebook feed was oddly quiet. Even Dad hadn't shared one of his political rants. I thought they were regrouping, plotting another family intervention or an orchestrated guild ambush. I was wrong because when the knock came, it wasn't soft. It was urgent. Panicked. I opened the door to find Tara standing there, arms folded, jaw tight. Behind her, Mom and Dad sat in their car, not even getting out. Tara launched right in. Okay, you've made your point. You're mad. We were harsh, but this is getting ridiculous. The sitter agency just called. We owe $900 in late fees and penalties because Mom thought you'd changed your mind and we're paying it. I raised an eyebrow. So, your plan was what? Gaslight me into covering it anyway. She stepped inside without being invited, holding up her phone with the unpaid invoice pulled up. I'm not playing games, Nina. It's time you stop punishing the whole family for one misunderstanding. Just pay it. You owe us that much after what you've caused. I looked her dad in the eye. You cut me out, mocked me behind my back, laughed about me dying alone. You disowned me in a group chat. And now you're at my door asking for help. She rolled her eyes. It was venting. People say things when they're frustrated. Get over it. I took a breath. Then I said it calm, slow, crystal clear. You wanted to live without me. Live without me. She blinked. No more bills. No more favors. No more soft landings. You wanted me out of the family tree. Then stop climbing my branches every time your life catches fire. Tara started stammering. You don't understand. Mom and Dad are spiraling. Their internet got cut off. They missed 2 car payments. They're behind on utilities. They said you'd take care of it like always. I shook my head. They've had 30+ years to become independent adults. I gave them a free ride for the last 10. I'm done sponsoring people who weaponize love. She tried to guilt me again, but you've always been the strong one, the stable one. If you just know, I cut in voice study. You don't get to keep using your stronger as an excuse for me to carry everyone. That's not a compliment. That's manipulation. At that moment, my husband walked in from the kitchen. Quiet, calm, stood behind me. Tara's eyes flicked between us. Her confidence shrank. She turned to go, muttering under her breath, "You'll regret this when you're old and alone." I gave her a sad smile. I'd rather be alone with peace than surrounded by people who only show up when they want something. As she walked away, I saw my mom peek out from the car window. She didn't wave. Neither did I. I didn't need to. That night, I turned off the old family group chat, blocked the number they all shared for emergencies. My cousin Lena sent a text, "Took guts. I'm proud of you." I didn't cry. I didn't second guess. I just slept for the first time in months with no dread, no guilt, no buzzing sense of duty. And when I woke up, I started planning something I hadn't allowed myself to even imagine. A life that belonged fully to me. Epilogue. They never apologized. Not really. But over time, word spread that I'd stopped being the bank. Others in the extended family reached out, some in solidarity, some out of curiosity. My mom sent one birthday text months later. "Hope you're well." I didn't respond because I finally understood. Family isn't who demands from you. It's who respects your boundaries when you say no.